Welcome back, everyone. Next, we have ClearOne, which trades on the NASDAQ under the symbol CLRO and is a global market leader enabling conferencing, collaboration, and network streaming solutions. The performance and simplicity of its advanced, comprehensive solutions offer unprecedented levels of functionality, reliability, and scalability. Please welcome its CEO, Derek Graham. Nice to see you, Derek. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for that introduction. So welcome to the ClearOne presentation at the August 10th, 2023 Emerging Growth Investor Conference. If this is the first ClearOne presentation that you're reviewing, I'd encourage you to go back to the June 14th presentation I gave at the Emerging Growth Conference on that date. That presentation was a more comprehensive presentation and talked about ClearOne as a company and gave some more background on our products. What I'm doing today is just a brief update, talking about the progress we've made since June 14th. So, and as Gina said, I'm Derek Graham and I'm CEO. Let's get started. So I have the standard safe harbor statements. I won't go through that. This presentation is going to be filed as an exhibit to an 8K. And so if you would like to download this, you can review this later. So we just published our earnings this morning, and great news, our total revenue has increased by 31% in the second quarter of this year compared to the first quarter. And that's driven by increased shipments of orders from our backlog due to improved manufacturing output. One of the things that I talked about in the previous presentation was that we're transferring our manufacturing from China to Singapore. And so there have been some significant improvements in that, and that's demonstrated here in the increased revenue. Another highlight since June 14th is that we've achieved sequential and year-over-year operating expense reductions in the second quarter. We maintain a strong balance sheet with approximately $22.1 million in cash on hand and investments. So those are some good highlights since June 14th. In terms of products, we're on track to ship the BMA360D in the third quarter. BMA360D is a microphone array ceiling tile that incorporates the world's most advanced technology and works with any Dante-enabled DSP mixer. We've gotten very positive responses since we introduced that at the InfoComm conference in June. That's one of our big industry conferences. So we have high hopes for that product. The Chat150BT, another product on our roadmap, is scheduled to ship in the third quarter. This product is a USB and Bluetooth speakerphone that enhances conferencing for the ultimate in business class performance. So this is a great product for the hybrid work and learn environment that we all live in today. Another product that we're going to be shipping in the fourth quarter is the Dialog UV-HF. The Dialog UV-HF is a highly flexible wireless microphone system that delivers incredibly robust reception and more available spectrum on demand than any other product in its class. So I have a few financial summary slides. The revenue performance that is expected to improve in the second half of the year as ClearOne works to mitigate recent pressures from litigation impacts and manufacturing volume constraints. That's the same comment I had in the June 14th presentation. On the left, you can see the trailing 12 months as of Q2 of 23, revenue is down, but we see no reason that we can't get back to and exceed the revenue that we showed in fiscal year 20 and 21. And if you look at the chart on the right, you can see quarter over quarter improvements in revenue in the first and second quarter of this year. So we believe we're on track to continue to improve. The next slide is another financial summary talking about our operating expense and profitability. You can see in the chart, the bar chart on the left, that our annual operating expenses are lower in the trailing 12 months as of the second quarter. And in then the quarter-over-quarter improvements that you can see in the chart on the right. So I won't go into a lot of detail here, but the point is the cost-cutting initiatives that we implemented in fiscal year 22 are continuing to drive operating expense reductions and provide a leaner foundation for future growth. And a brief overview of the balance sheet. As I said in the first slide, the cash on hand and investments is approximately $22.1 million. And so we have a great position in terms of assets. There's only $1.4 million in debt, approximately. And if you look at the difference between December 31st and June 30th, we paid a $1 per share dividend in May, and that resulted in cash outflows of approximately $29 million. And we've also paid some taxes. So that accounts for the difference, but we're in really good position to drive future growth. So my last slide is a summary of the corporate focus items for ClearOne. We have three things that we're focused on: innovation, cost savings, and manufacturing transition and ramp. In terms of innovation, we've introduced 7 new products over the last 12 months. We have 84 issued patents, which is really outstanding for a company of our size. And we've got additional applications, patent applications that are pending. In terms of cost savings, our GAAP operating expenses reduced by approximately 29% year on year and 9% sequentially. And furthering that discussion on the transition of our manufacturing from China to Singapore, our revenue growth in the second quarter was driven by shipment of orders from our sales backlog, our revenue backlog, due to improved manufacturing output. So we believe we've got things under control there, and we'll continue to see good increases in our manufacturing output. So that's really all I've prepared in terms of the slides, and I can take some questions now.
We have a little bit of time for some questions. A question from Brian Sherman. Where have you seen your labor costs or cost to produce go over the past 24 months?
Well, over the past 24 months, labor costs have been pretty stable for us. We've been focused on cost reductions. We want to, of course, reward the people that we have and make sure that people are competitively compensated according to the market. So we do regular performance evaluations and make sure people are compensated fairly, but we think our cost basis for labor is right in line with the rest of the market.
And Brooklyn says the growth is increasable. Is it sustainable? And how confident are you in your innovations?
We believe the growth is sustainable. With the BMA 360D, that's a Dante-enabled product that allows our customers to use our microphone with DSPs from other vendors. This is something that our customers have been asking us for quite a while. And so we're giving them what they've asked for. Our sales team is seeing a lot of interest. And so we have really high hopes for that. Now, of course, 31% quarter over quarter is not sustainable in the long term, but we do think that we have a good growth path ahead. And if you look at the presentation that I gave in June, you'll see how we believe we can get to $40 million annually in revenue, and then how we get to $100 million.
Well, that leads me to my next question. Carla wants to know, what would you look at to get to the next level? Are there any tech you would like to, you would look to acquire, or are your current patents sufficient?
Well, we're not opposed to doing an acquisition, but right now we're really focused on internal innovation. And we believe we have a solid foundation for our intellectual property. We have in our beamformer frequency invariant beamforming, deep side lobe beamforming. These are things that are patented, really trade secret for those two things, but we have patents that cover our beamformers. that differentiate our performance from our competitors. So we think that primarily our growth will be driven by our own inventions and innovation. But we keep our eyes open for a strategic acquisition. We're not looking for that, but if something comes along, we'll consider it.
And can you talk about inventory and delivery? Aaron wants to know any backlog and orders that you cannot fulfill.
There aren't any backlog or orders that we can't fulfill. It's really a matter of continuing the production ramp and continuing to shrink that backlog. So there aren't any orders that we can't fill. It's really just a matter of time. Well,
thank you, Derek. Do you have any closing remarks for our audience?
Well, I hope that I've sparked some interest in the emerging growth conference participants. I think that we're on a great growth path, and I think ClearOne stock is a great investment. And please continue to look at us and watch this space.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We hope you come back with some future updates.
Thanks a lot, Gina.
Okay. Bye-bye. Everyone stay with us. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with Can Fight Biopharma. We'll see you soon.